We are live now. Yes.
Welcome back to Vyapaar Jagat TV with an amazing another episode of the inspiring Fireside chat. हम नारी है, हम बेटी है, हम माँ है, हम पत्नी है, हम बहू है, हम क्या कुछ नहीं है। हम सब कुछ है, लेकिन हमें उस चीज का एहसास नहीं है कि हम क्या है. We don't value ourselves. And that is why we can't step out of our comfort zone. हम हमेशा दूसरों के पीछे भागे रहते हैं, हम हमेशा एक दूसरों को हाँ हम बेचारे बनते रहते हैं, बट हम नहीं है. And what makes us strong is your inside soul, your mindset to do something. If you can be a mother, if you can be a wife, if you can be a sister, a beti, you can be a successful entrepreneur as well. And to take forward, I give the charge to Apeksha Nagya, for this fireside chat at woman as a risk taker, a wife, a mother, and a defense personnel in armed forces with Namrita Chandi. Let me introduce Apeksha before she takes the charges. She is a co-founder and a director of Metric Chance Design Attributes Private Limited. Her tryst with the space design began soon after her graduation from SEPT University more than 20 years back. She practices green design and blessed with a great trainer and coaches like Robert Riopal, Mark Atram, Thaddeus Lawrence, Rahul Jain, Akshar Yadav, and great faculties at SEPT University. She not just design company, but she is a sustainability catalyst and mentor startups to build their infrastructure along with their businesses. And it's an honor and a pleasure having you here on board, Apeksha ji. Please take
Thank you, Jalpan. Thank you, Jalpan. It's a huge honor to host Namrita today. Without talking here and there, I would directly go ahead and introduce Namrita. Namrita is an ex-Indian Air Force pilot with 26 years of experience in aviation industry. She's been the chief ambassador for the Successful Woman, which is a global initiative. She has got a huge corporate experience working as a vice president of an aviation company. She's worked with a renowned aircraft manufacturer and sales of helicopters in India and Southeast Asia. She is acknowledged as the first woman pilot in the world to have flown in the Siachen Glacier after volunteering for a posting at an operational unit based at a high altitude airbase. She is the first woman in the world to have landed at the highest ALG in the world, Daulat Beg Oldi. She's featured in Limca Book of Records for being the first pair of sisters in the world to have flown together as pilot and co-pilot in an aircraft. She is a National Woman Achiever Award winner, Ananya, by Ministry of Women and Child Welfare Initiative of Government of India in the year 2007. Apart from this, she's a mother, she's a wife, she's a daughter-in-law, she's a daughter, she's a sister, and a motivational speaker, a success mentor, coach, and transformational leader. She conducts corporate trainings, leadership trainings, and she's a TEDx speaker, and she's an author of a book, Unseen Wings. So, Namrata, your story is so inspiring to, and this is what the intention of today's chat is, with the fireside chat with you is. Here I am going to read out something which is very, very interesting to the audience live on YouTube. Please hear me out. I come from a deeply conservative and religious background. From that to become an Air Force pilot has been an eventful journey. To be able to fly and see those fields where I played as a little girl fills me with a sense of great achievement and satisfaction. Namrita, with such a humble background, which is, where you have spent your child gazing at the stars like all other women have. Even I have, as a child, where we used to don't have air conditioners and coolers in the house. So we used to sleep on the chat, in the summers, but making such a decision of doing what is achievable, looking at stars, looking at butterflies. This is what you have written in your unseen wings, that you also wanted to have that special thing. And then coming down to that decision of doing that is achievable, which is also out of the box, flying a chopper. So what was the journey which, helped you to take this decision and recognizing what is achievable? Because a lot of women miss out on that. They know their potential, but they don't realize what is achievable for them. So here is, how do you take this decision and realize, yes, this is achievable, and you go ahead and do it? Over to you, Namrita.
Yeah, so thank you, Apeksha, and thank you for the kind words, and thank you for having me on this platform. I think it's always a pleasure for me to interact with women, and that's something I just love doing. Yes, so what you read was from the extract, was an extract from my book. Um, See, I come from a very humble, basic background. I come from a background where I've seen my parents struggle to give us, the good food and the good clothes to wear, to give us good education. But I think what is really important is that as you go forward in life, how much grounded you are. So being grounded means connected with the universe, connected with the nature. It's like drawing your lessons from nature, because throughout my life I have drawn lessons from nature. It's a great teacher when you look around, what nature is trying to convey, and how it's a mere fact that everything around us lives to its full potential, right? We humans don't. It's a fact that you see those butterflies flying out in the sky so fearlessly. I mean, they just, you see those eagles flying to heights and doing things which which are unimaginable. There's so much of leadership lessons you learn from an eagle. So having grown up in those surroundings with those challenges, I think was the best thing that happened. It made me realize the importance of having good things in life when you don't have them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also it made me realize that nothing is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I owe a lot to my growing up. I owe a lot to my struggles and challenges that I faced while growing up. Um, and like I said, the mere fact that when you have your feet firmly on the ground and the head firmly in the sky, yeah, looking up. So that happened. But the thing is, like rightly said, because what you're narrating now is like 40 years back, 45 years back. And those days doing different something for the girls was not just unseen, it was kind of unheard of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the earlier session, Tanushri covered that girls would get married at a very young age, and they were considered as a liability. Um, and also while growing up, I saw the condition of women in my family, around my family, and I felt for them, and I realized that how important it is, especially for a woman, to stand up on her own, to be independent, um, to be able to take her own decisions in life. Because we as women, we are born with such immense quality. Yeah. I mean, I think we are the blessing of the universe. Being a woman is a blessing of the universe. It's just that when we do not internalize the potential that we have or who we can be, and we just allow others to take decisions on our behalf or to even control our life, I think that's where it goes wrong. So this balance of, while you being your best and you being you thriving towards your potential, giving your best, and being balanced and
Mm-hmm.
stable, right? I think that combination is so much important. And I could work towards that because one was, yes, definitely all the the determination I had, the challenges that I faced while growing up made me realize how important was it for me as a woman to have my own voice, right? To stand on my own. And secondly, very important for me as a woman to remain grounded. Um, because the other extreme of, when we go to the other extreme, we tend to probably, go wrong also. So
Mm-hmm.
that balance is so important while you trying to be your best version, because I truly believe that our potential is absolutely infinite. Nobody's been able to define it. Even research has not been able to put a cap on human potential. So So what it takes for you to reach and follow your dreams just depends on any individual. What is your definition of success depends on how you define success, right? But there should be an endeavor of a constant endeavor of moving forward, of becoming your better version, of growing, of contributing, and a lot of that comes with it. So probably I hope I've answered your.
Yes. So in fact, it leads me to something very interesting. A lot of us, when you say you take a next step, you think about yourself and you take a next step, you take the next endeavors, you take yourself to a next level, but remain grounded. Right? A lot of us, our parents put so much of effort in our growth, in our in our education, and we take up a job, and there are so many women who end up quitting after marriage or after having the first child, and I see they close down their careers, right? And they are not doing what they want to do in their life. For the audience, I'm going to read out something very interesting what Namrita has written in her book, and I chose a career where I had to confront both my fears. Was this a big risk? The risk which we actually are scared of taking. We are actually very worried about it. But did it stop me from confronting my fears? Absolutely not. Fast forward a few years, I was flying my solo sortie of thousands of feet and doing aerobatics. However, confronting and overcoming my biggest fears was not easy. It took me a lot of perseverance, determination, mental toughness, and hard work. There were instances when I found myself against all the odds, when I felt it was easier to quit rather than continue. And in those situations, I could have given up, but I did not. I overcame my fears by facing them head on. And this is again from your book, which you have written. Somewhere in the book, you have also shared your experience of taking on decision to go ahead, continue with the Air Force, leaving your 10-month-old daughter, which everyone has gone through. To be honest, I had sacrificed 1.5 years of my career when I had my first daughter, which kind of brought a toll, but I didn't give up, and I wish I had somehow had that sense of, catching up work and do parenting both at the same time, right? My idea is bring, enlightenment here so that women don't give up a career, get that power of decision making, and find a way, somehow a way out to manage both. Over to you, Namrita.
Yeah. I think that's a very important aspect of picture, because the point is a lot of women give up their careers when they are at the prime of their careers, right? And they give up careers for various reasons. The foremost reason is motherhood. Why they give up their careers. Because I say it with so much of conviction, because the kind of career I was in those days was the most challenging career. I mean, I had to be out of my base for months together. And I had to join back. I joined back work when my daughter was just 1 month old. So there were all kinds of, and I was in an absolutely different environment, totally male dominated environment. One of the few first one of the first woman in that unit who got pregnant and had a child. So I was, treated very differently by the men, because they thought that now, since it was a flying squadron, everybody was flying, I was medically down. All my achievements, my kind of, whatever my accolades I had, they were kind of, they were not even, they were totally discounted at that point in time. So the easier thing for me to do was give up the career. That was the easier thing to do. The difficult was not to give up the career and just be there, hang in there, right? And this I'm talking about is what, almost 21 years back. Things were so different. Our social structure was so different. Support system was so different. The mindset was so different. So when I decided to carry on and not give up, it was a difficult decision. But what I had to do was to create a support system for myself so that my daughter could be taken care of. Even if it went to the extent of asking for help, right? A lot of us don't ask for help. We just think we can manage. But it's very important to ask for support, ask for help, create that support that you need. Because if I had given up that career, for me, there was no coming back, right? Nowadays, things have become very supportive. Even you get maternity leaves of 6 months. We had just 1 month of maternity, and I had to take 1 month prior because of some complications. I joined back when my daughter was 1 month old. So there were a lot of challenges I went through. But why I did not give up was for the sake of my children, which is very surprising. People give up thinking they're doing it for their children. I did not give up for the sake of my children. And the reasoning which I gave myself was that if my children see me giving up in front of challenges, that's what they learn. As parents, we are their role models, right? And the child will not do what we tell them to do. Child will do what they see their parents doing. And if they see your parents are not resilient, they give in front of challenges, that's the message they get. And it's a subconscious message they get, even if they can't speak and they can't, they subconsciously, they get everything. So that was the reason that kept me going.
That's amazing. So a lot of times we see, I see personally, and that, it's just not women, even men, they try to take a safe way out. They feel that oh, this is too challenging, it is tough for me, I can't go through this, I can't have this. Namrata, as a woman, being in Siachen Glacier, right, being among men, there would have been situations where there would have been earlier, like when the time that you come from, I don't think so there were special uniforms for women, or special arrangements of using washrooms. So how is that experience can be used as an inspiration now, that more women go into all possible careers, they go into defense, they should go ahead to be in serving the nation. Our president is a woman. How do you see women try to make their feel presence very strong and should not give up? If they're thinking to join defense, yes, go ahead and join defense. If they are proudly becoming homemaker, then yes, proudly become a homemaker. Please, enlighten us on that side.
Yes. So thing is that what is it that you want to do in life, right? What is your calling? What are you passionate about? And it could be anything. You want to be a chef, you want to be a fashion designer, you want to go into defense, you want to be a scientist, whatever it is, right? First thing is you have to know what is it that you're passionate about, because anything that you do and you're passionate about, chances are that whenever you will face challenges, a lot of times you will not give up. And a lot of times we don't even, without knowing this fact, we just want to get into some job and do some earning, and so that we can pay the bills, and that is the stuff that happens. And that is the reason why a lot of people, when they face challenges, give up, because that's not aligned with their passion. So first thing is you have to know what is it that makes you enthusiastic and energetic about doing something, and you just look forward to doing it, and you are in flow, and you forget even you forget time when you are doing that kind of stuff or in that job. And after having known that, what is very important, it's not just for women, even for men, right? We should not carry our hats to work. The hat, we wear the hat of a mother or a daughter or a wife, and we carry all those hats to work. Gender, my experience was that I never remembered my gender when I was me. And I ensured that no one else did, and that started with me not remembering my gender. I mean, I would do things others would do. I would not mind wearing the same uniform men were wearing, or I would not mind not having toilets and sharing toilets with men. I would just take it in the stride and do it, and I would not have any apprehensions there. So it made others accept me with open arms, right? So there was no resistance coming from others during my initial phase. Motherhood was some different challenge altogether, which I spoke about. But a lot of times we're carrying our hats to work, right? We remember our gender. Even men remember their gender when they go to. So, so if we kind of not do that, I think we can do a lot we can do away with a lot of gender inequality, the biases, the unconscious biases that exist. So primarily is that, because I say it with conviction again, because this is something I have practiced and something that's worked so beautifully and wonderfully in the most challenging situations.
This is amazing. I'm sure this fireside chat is going to inspire a lot of women to take a leap in life, which is, or maybe take an unconventional path, and realize that yes, being uncomfortable is the new comfort zone, and here is, I would recommend all the audience to please do read Namrita's book, Unseen Wings. She has beautifully penned down a very simple story of her life from a small girl, innocent girl who, it's a journey that a dreamy little girl, she loves watching stars and to become a wing commander. And it will surely inspire future generations of great achievers. Namrita, thank you so much for being such a huge inspiration. And thank you for being part of Fempreneur and accepting this invitation to be a keynote speaker here. To the audience on YouTube, yes, if you have any questions or anything more you want to know about Namrita, please do send a message. Jalpan will definitely help you to get her connected with you. And thank you so much, Namrita.
Thank you so much, Pincha. Thank you so much for having me here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. So I thank you one more time on behalf of Vyapaar Jagat and the founders and the organizing committee. And would also invite that if you could join all of us in Ahmedabad on 19th of March to see whom did you address today in the being today as a keynote speaker here. Thank you so much, Namrita. Over to you, Jalpan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Apeksha ji. Thank you, Namrita ji. And it would be again a pleasure having both of you at the event of Fempreneur 2023 at AMA Ahmedabad on 19th of March 2023. And as Apeksha ji said, I have nothing more to add there, because she has completed this session very wonderfully, and it has been it's a pleasure and a privilege having Namrita ji here, even Apeksha ji here,
Thank you,
and having this wonderful fireside chat. Thank you everybody who's watching us. See you soon on 19th March. My heartful gratitude to everybody, and all the best further, Namrita and Apeksha ji.
Thank you. And here too, one more nugget which I would say to all the women here, every individual who prays Durga is praying a woman. Remember that.
Absolutely.
She's seen as a symbol of power. Okay, and it is power. It is not anything negative or or like a hunting attitude. It is Shakti. It is power. It is energy. Right. With that note, thank you once again, Namrita. And when women are empowered, a nation grows. Namrita is one such live example, and I would sign off with